Today, we're going to talk about shelving for your lithium iron phosphate batteries. I'm going to go through what I recommend as far as shelving, how I'm changing things, and all of the reasons why. So as you can see, I have wood shelving for my lithium iron phosphate batteries. And that's a problem because if you have a LFP cell that shorts out, that's going to generate a lot of heat. You're talking in the 700 degree range, could even be above that. But with that being the case and getting that hot, ABS is going to deform and potentially melt around 400 degrees. The heat from those cells can transfer to the wood shelves and catch that on fire. And I think Will Prowse had said that it's not really going to be the LFPs that create a fire. It's really going to be everything that's around it. So wood shelves, not the best idea. I did that before I knew any better, so we're fixing that today. So what am I replacing it with, and what's my recommendation? I have these metal shelves that I put together, and I got this from Home Depot, and it's 77 inches long and 72 inches high, and it's heavy gauge steel. It's quite nice. So as you could probably tell, this is not 72 inches tall, and I ended up cutting it down. I wanted to have this shelving unit fit underneath my 12,000 XPs and tuck in there, and I'd still have access to my fuses and everything else. But I'm using this metal racking system, this metal stand, if you will, which is going to hold the batteries. We spoke about these batteries that if you had a cell or two that went south, it's going to vent a lot of gases and create a lot of heat. So if I took one of these batteries and I put it on this top shelf, and it's just metal, okay? There is a chance that it could potentially short to the metal that's underneath it. So I wanted to make sure that if I had that sort of scenario happen with these ABS-cased batteries, that I would have some sort of a thermal barrier between these cells and the metal structure. So I have concrete board. So I have 1/2-inch concrete board, which is going to be on all four of the shelves. Now I'm going to have my batteries. They're going to fill in the bottom 3 shelves, and this top one is just to contain any sort of heat. So that's it. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to tape up all my battery cables, remove the batteries, put this into place, connect everything back up, and I'll try to get all this done in one video. Let's begin. All right, so now everything is all set up. So you can see I have my lead time batteries sitting on the shelf. Everything's fully connected. So all of the batteries, including this 48-volt watt cycle, are connected to their own T-class fuses, connects to my bus bars, and then my larger T-class fuses, which go into my inverters. You can also see that eco-worthy rack. I did modify it so I can put in slightly wider server rack batteries. So I have my hum sink and my watt cycle are mounted in there. As I get additional batteries to test, I'll probably add them into this rack. And then on the other side, I have an opening for another rack in which I have 6 server rack batteries on the way, in which that will be in its own rack as well. Anyhow, so this is what it looks like. Once again, have my concrete board, have my batteries, concrete board in between each shelf. This shelving unit can handle 3,000 plus pounds, so not worried about weight. Think it looks nice and clean. I will add a divider, concrete board divider in between each battery. I think that will give a little bit extra safety and also help keep the batteries a little bit warmer with some insulation in between them. But I think it's a nice clean look and everything is nice and safe. I can still get to all my fuses just as before. So I think this was quite successful and definitely looks a lot better and is a lot safer than what the initial installation was. So thanks again for watching Mike's Solar Garage. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment.